Alright, how's everybody doing? This is Rich. It's June 26th or something like that. I've got, I think, my stuff and Melena's fishing equipment here laid out. I thought I'd share it with you guys what we're planning on bringing. So these are my LL Bean duck boots that I've literally had for 30 years. I don't wear them very much except for to Canada. So the deal is you're going to be in a boat, you know, with a 10 or 15 horse outboard motor, and there's a floor in the boat, a wood floor, but obviously you're going to be having fish in there. There's going to be fish slime. It might rain or whatever. So having a real low cut waterproof shoe or boot like this, but really a low cut shoe, is perfectly fine. A lot of people just wear tennis shoes, perfectly fine, unless it rains. You don't mind getting some fish slime on your tennis shoes, no problem. So you need something for your feet. All I'm going to bring, I'll probably bring these. I'll wear a pair of tennis shoes in the airport, and I might bring a pair of like Crocs or something just to walk around, you know, at night and something like that. By the way, I've gotten to be a pretty minimalist packer for this trip, so I'm going to show you like my clothes. This is only a 5-day fishing trip, so I'll probably wear one outfit, jeans and a shirt or something in the airport, and then I'll have two outfits to wear fishing in case one of them we get rained on or get wet or something like that, and that's it. So I'll wear an outfit in the airport, put it up when I get there, wear the two outfits while I'm fishing for 5 days, and then wear my travel outfit back, a couple pair of underwear, good to go. So that's that stuff. Fishing rods. So you know, some people like to bring one rod. I like to have at least two rods because you'll have one set for jigging walleye and one set for casting for northern pike. So for me, it's a different reel on each one. It does two different things, and if you happen to be fishing somewhere and you're just really catching them and all of a sudden your lure gets snapped off, you can grab your other rod and either change lures or cast it out there without having to take time to change your lure or to add, you know, to tie on a new lure. Your spinning rod is a lighter weight. You're going to have something like 4 or 6 pound test on a little spinning reel, and then for casting, a bigger reel. I'll show you those here in a second. This is a spinning reel. You guys familiar with these? You know, throw open the bail, cast them, reel back in. That's for jigging walleye, catching smaller fish. You might get into some grayling. That's what that's for. This is a casting, I call it casting reel, I don't remember what they're called, but heavier line. I put 12 pound test on these. Melena and I did that the other day to all of our reels, so that you'll generally put a wire leader on. This one's a little too long, but I don't know if you can see it. It's a wire leader. You're going to put that on the end of your heavier rod for your northern pike, because the northern pike have this big mouth of teeth, and if you don't, they'll just snap your lure off every time. But if you have a wire leader, they can't snap your lure off, and you can catch fish after fish after fish and fight them very aggressively because you have this wire leader on the end of your line. So I'll bring, for Melena and I, we'll each have at least two rods. We might bring a spare rod in case one breaks or a tip breaks, and we'll bring a couple extra reels in case, you know, one of them breaks or something like that. If you're planning on, I've kind of given you this advice, if you're going to come back more than once, like you think, hey, this might be something I like to do, then, you know, invest in a little bit nicer stuff, and it'll serve you for 25 years like this stuff has me. Some other lures. So for the walleye, you just want to get a bunch of jig bodies like Mr. Twisters. These are Berkley power baits. We've got jig bodies and jig bodies, Mr. Twister, generally are Mr. Twisters. And then you want to get as much of those as you like, and the stuff I'm showing you is really for 2 or 3 or 4 of us. I've got my dad's stuff, my stuff, Melena's stuff. And then we've got a box, and this is for more than one of us, this is for a few of us, of jig heads. But your typical go-to jig head will be about a 1/4 ounce size, like that. Yeah, and so you need like a pair of fingernail clippers or something around your neck to punch a little hole in the jig head. They make these little tools, you can punch them through, so you know when you get them and the hole in them is painted shut, you need something to pop that open with. You'll also need, I take a pair of long nose, needle nose pliers, but you're going to need something pretty heavy duty to get your hooks out of the mouth of both the walleye and the northern pike, because they both have a set of bad to the bone teeth and they will tear your hand up. These are wire leaders, and that's plenty for 3 of us, my dad, my dad and Melena and I. So a long time ago, like 10 years ago, my dad handed down to me his old portable fish finder, and so I'm going to show you. I go ahead and take it up there. It is small and light, and this is an old one, it's probably 20 years old, and it runs on 8D batteries. So I'll take 8D batteries up, and then when we're done on the last day, I'll just throw them in the trash so I don't have to carry that weight back, and they'll be mostly spent. But that is a big help in the lake, because for walleye you're looking for 10 or 12 feet deep water, and a lot of it looks like it's 20 feet or 5 feet. It's really hard to tell the difference. So that works really well for us. So once again, I don't think they're very expensive, and it's something that if you think you're going to come back more than once, it's probably a nice investment to have, but it's certainly not a must. We went over reels. So on bigger leaders for heavy steel, oops, I'm going to show this to you. Actually, I'll get the camera. You see all that stuff? Anyway, I'll show you some of these. Hang on, sorry. So let me show you what we're dealing with here. You certainly want to get some big, fairly large metal spoons to fish with. Let's see what we got here. This is the Daredevil, and you'll notice it's got a weedless thing back here. That's very helpful, because the weeds are definitely growing in the lake, in the shallower water, in the bays where we'll be. And so when you can throw this and drag it across the top, or keep it running pretty shallow through the weeds and not getting hung up, you'll catch a lot of northern on lures like that. So that's just a painted Daredevil. This is a Len Thompson number 2. It's just got that sort of design painted on it, but it drags that big treble hook. You're going to want something like that. You're going to want the classic 5 diamonds, super popular. Northern pike love all this stuff. If it's flashy and it's moving through the water, they're going to attack it, and you're going to catch them. So this is the kind of lure that you're going to put your heavy reel on, your 12-pound test line, a wire leader on. You're going to hook your wire leader to this lure, and you could literally keep it on your rod the entire week and catch fish all day, every day on it, until your arm's tired of hauling in northern pike. So we got a lot of those. This is called a doctor spoon. Let's see if I can get it loose here. Both of these are called doctor spoons. They're not supposed to be attached together, but they are. There we go. It's just the shape. It looks like a kind of a spoon a doctor would scoop medicine or give you medicine in the olden days. Once again, it's just a big metal lure. So those are sort of the go-to lures for northern pike. The jigs are the go-to lures for walleye. You can certainly get this is a very big Mepps, and you can certainly fish a very big Mepps, but they don't have to be this big. I can show you some that are a lot smaller. But this is a style of lure that you drag through the water, and it's got a spinner at the front and a big treble hook, and this one actually has a trailing treble hook down here. So that'll work too for catching, that'll catch walleye and northern actually. Just depends on where you're throwing it. So that's it for that box. I don't know that I have any other tackle boxes out here to show you more stuff, but those are really the go-to things you need. You need your jigs, your jig heads, wire leaders, and some spoons. I mean, if you literally had 10 spoons for the whole week and used wire leaders, you probably wouldn't lose a one, but you certainly would not lose more than one or two as long as you tied them on well. Okay, on to clothing. I want to show you. This is all I'm going to bring. So in the mornings, very easily could be cool, and so I'll take a knit hat. I'll take a headlamp for just getting around the cabin at night, or if I'm going outside or something like that in the dark. It doesn't get dark till like 10 or 10:30 at night, but good to have a flashlight or a headlamp. As far as clothes goes, you definitely want a hat or two. This is kind of my favorite hat. It just covers my entire head and face really, really well. I take, let's see, we can start from the bottom here, a base layer. So if it's cold out, I carry a pair of long underwear bottoms and tops. That's that. And then I have a pair of, I'll take two pair of pants. I'll take this pair of black. These are windproof and water resistant, but not waterproof. And I have a pair of zip off leg pants somewhere down near here there. So my zip off leg pants, kind of cargo pants, but pretty light. So those are the two pair of pants I'll bring. That's it. I'll wear those every day, and if I need to, I can zip the legs off, the zip off ones if it gets warm during the day, or when it gets warm during the day. I'll probably take one pair. Those are just some light cargo shorts. I'll take those. This is my kind of Under Armour leg layer. So basically I have an Under Armour layer, then I have just a normal layer of long pants, and I'll take a lot of technical clothing, meaning, you know, made out of whatever this stuff's made out of, nylon and something, but this is one of those fishing shirts that has a hood on it. So they sell those at Sam's Club. I'll take that. You'll see me generally wearing long sleeve shirts just because I don't want to get too sunburned. So that's what that is. This, they're only like $1 or $2. You ought to pick one up at Academy or something. It's a head net, and it's just in case you get into an area you're fishing and there's some mosquitoes around you, or you're doing a shore lunch and the mosquitoes are bugging you, so you just throw that on over your baseball hat or whatever hat you're wearing. It keeps the bugs off your face and ears. So I'll have my base layer of long underwear, then I'll have a pair of pants and a long sleeve shirt, and then I'll take, this is just a light down jacket for evenings or traveling or whatever. It packs down to nothing, so I'll take that. And then I just have rain gear. You got to have some sort of rain gear, rain jacket. So that's a jacket. And then I didn't bring out here my rain pants, but I have those. So that's really it. I mean, I don't know if that looks like very much, but that'll pack down into a very small bag. But I've got to put my tackle in there, the depth finder, the reels, you know, the jigs, all that junk that we went through over there. And then finally, this is, I don't know where I found this somewhere, but it's a bug jacket. And it's literally just a very, very light cotton. And it's got this bug material along the sleeves and the sides. and then it's got a hood that you can bring up, kind of like a beekeeper's hood. You can bring that up over your face and zip it closed if you get into bugs. So I'll probably bring that. Certainly not a necessity since I already have a bug jacket, but it's really just a nice light long sleeve shirt you can wear to keep the sun off you. And if you get hot, it's made out of cotton, so you can throw some water on it. The water will be cold. So I mean, that's really it, gang. If I can give you any more advice, I'm trying to think what else. Questions I've had from you guys have been, let me see if I can turn this back over here. All of the sheets, pillowcases, pillows, blankets, all that junk is provided, so you don't need to bring a sleeping bag or anything like that. All the food is provided, so you don't need to bring anything like that. They got bottled water and soda that's provided. If you want beer, we need to let them know, tell them what kind of beer and how much you want, and then you'll pay for that when we get there. They'll ship it in or go pick it up or do whatever they do. So it'll be there waiting for you. I think that's the only special order item. Other than that, they provide all the meals and food. You know, it'll be steaks and chicken and pork chops and junk like that. We generally like to eat a lot of fish, so we'll do shore lunches with fish, or we may bring some walleye in the evening and ask if they'll just fix the walleye and everybody else can have steak or whatever you want. So should be a great time. Can't wait. It's heating up here in Oklahoma. It's in the 90s now, so can't wait to get to Canada and have some cool weather. And look, the reason I have those layers in the clothes is one time we went up there and it was snowing in July. So you just don't know what you're going to be dealing with. You might get a day when it's 75. That's sort of a normal high temperature. And then the next day it could be 50. And out on the lake with cold wind or something like that, you know, it can be pretty cool. So I think that's it. If you go to the website, they've got kind of a packing list. You want sunscreen. We didn't talk about that. Probably a little pump of bug spray, doesn't hurt. But I think in general I really covered everything you're going to need. And the key is just making some decisions about your fishing equipment, how much you want to spend. You know, you just got to make sure you got the right stuff for the right kind of fish. So I'll help you any way I can. If you're short some lures, we certainly will have extras. If you need a reel or something like that, I'll be sure to throw an extra one or two in the bag. But all the stuff does get heavy, and so it's really easy to overload a duffel bag or something with 50 pounds of tackle and rods and reels and crap. So anyway, call me with any questions. I hope this was helpful, and can't wait to be in Canada with y'all. See ya.